I'm hoping that it impacts them in a certain way where they see it and then they're like, maybe I am working a bit too hard, maybe I should tone it down a notch, and they just recognize how much damage it can do. I'm Eva Perrella, I'm 18 years old, and my artwork is called The Cost of Success. My artwork is pretty much a whole bunch of my old notes pages from year 12 just stuck on a massive canvas. And over the top of that, I just started drawing and sketching my overarching piece. It's pretty much a girl who's just lying over a desk, completely exhausted, and her head's kind of coming into a candle and there's smoke trailing up, and then there's a figure in the background which is meant to represent her ideal goal. And it's covered in books and stuff in the background, kind of towering over the girl to make it seem more overwhelming. It's based on my experience in year 11 and year 12. And I pushed myself really hard academically, and it paid off in the end. Like, I got great, fantastic scores. Everyone's like, wow, that's a super smart girl, got the ducks, very happy with all that. But during the process, I absolutely destroyed my mental health. Like, I was so wrecked. I burned myself out, and it got to the stage where I didn't go to school for like almost a month. People don't really think about that. They're just like, wow, you're so naturally smart, how come I'm not like that? And then they'll work themselves hard and they'll be like, I'm gonna be a hard worker, I'm gonna do all this stuff. But I just kind of want to warn them that it does have negative side effects. It's not all this glory and instant results. And I tried to generalize it so it's not just for schoolwork, which is why I called it The Cost of Success. But yeah, I just think people overwork themselves way too much sometimes, and they don't realize the long-term damage it's gonna sustain. Originally, I was going to use just like charcoal pencil on books. Then I was talking to my art teacher, and she was saying how I should try and personalize it more. And it was really good advice, because then I thought, like, I'll just use my actual note pages. I'll use like the same pen that I used to take my notes. So the first time I put my notes pages over the top of it and I glued it all down, that did not work. I tried and it started wrinkling, but the thing is, because these are authentic notes, each time I'd have to get rid of them, I'd have to make new ones. So I'd just have to study more for other subjects and then like try and use that again. This is where the emotional aspect comes into it, because it got like maybe 3-4 weeks in. I was thinking at this stage, like, I've got my idea sorted, that's great, but I haven't even started actually drawing it, and I wasn't sure how long that would take me. I'm still just messing around getting a canvas while like all my classmates are actually painting and whatnot. I'm just freaking out over here. And then the deadline's looming, and so that was very stressful. Heaps of times where I almost cried in class. Our whole classroom had so many mental breakdowns. It wasn't even an isolated case. That was a whole thing of like perseverance. And there were so many times I was just like, do I just stop and start a whole new piece? But yeah, definitely happy with the result. Paid off, so that's good. I found it kind of funny when I first looked at all the exhibition pieces, because you can tell so many of them about like mental health and trying to take medication and anxiety and all that stuff, and I'm just like, you can tell the year 12s had a bad year. It's just crazy. It feels crazy being part of Pulse. I still can't really wrap my head around it, but it felt so weird. It really sunk in when I was at the opening event, and I can see people walking around, and some people are like taking photos of my artwork. I'm like, why are you doing that? This is crazy. It's such a great experience though.